All right, guys, it's speedy time. Speedmaster Omega. This is a Chronoscope one, though. A little bit different. Normally, everyone gravitates towards the Moonwatch one, right? There's a ton of other options with Speedmaster. I would strongly urge you to look at some of the other ones other than just the, I don't want to say cliche, it's timeless. The Moonwatch is not cliche, it's timeless. I get it. But it's also, I want to say, kind of common. You're going to see people wearing the Moonwatch for good reason. It's a great watch. But isn't it nice to be a little different? Do something a little bit different than what the rest of the crowd is doing. I think that's where this one lands, the Chronoscope. I think this one definitely fills that criteria. So big thanks to the crew at Exquisite Timepieces, Naples, Florida. Link in the description. Hit them up. Whether you go to their website and use their chat that is awesome and fun to use right on their website, or if you call them, email them, or even go into their store, which is a heck of a trip, man. I'm telling you, it's almost worth going to Naples for that alone, just to go see their watches and enjoy the hospitality they have. If you do hit them up, let them know that I sent you. Talk to Nick, Tyler, Graham, and Joe. One of those guys is going to help you out for sure. So let's get into this thing. So case on this is actually 43 millimeter. The bezel here is 40 millimeter. So it kind of is like a 42-ish. It's a little weird because the case actually kind of, bulges out on the side with the crown and the pushers to add like a little bit of protection. So that kind of makes the watch a little bit larger. The 48.6 millimeter lug to lug is what makes a lot of these Speedmasters so dang wearable. They're just a little bit shorter, so even though the case is maybe a little bit wider, you can get away with wearing this on a lot of wrist size, including all the way down to close to the 6-inch range. 13 millimeter thick, you have a boxed double dome sapphire crystal. I think I measure, I could be losing it here, guys, but I think I measure this at 21 millimeter. Is that right? I mean, I measured it a couple times. I measured that lug width as 21. I don't know why. I thought it was 20, but... And then the bracelet tapers down to 15. That's a critical component of it wearing so dang good on wrist. They also have the new clasp on this. You can see it's very clean and elegant looking. But it also deploys a little bit of a trick. It has a push button. It's not like the full glide that you're going to see on the dive watches. It's more of just a, hey, my wrist swelled up, from the heat or whatever. You can boop, bump it out a little bit, back in comfort zone. You're good to go. 6.5 millimeter crown. It is just a standard push-pull crown. This is not a dive watch. This is not a water watch. It has a 50-meter water resistance, in fact. So you can wear it on a regular day basis. You can get caught in the rain. You can wash your hands. None of that is going to be a problem. You're going to be fine. You don't have to freak out. It's not going to get wet. You're not going to damage it. It should be fine. So the big draw to this thing, I think, is the dial, right? The looks of this thing. It's called a snail dial. And there's no snail going on here. I get that. What they're talking about, this is a vintage type designed dial coming from all the way from the 40s. So you have the twin register subdials at the 3 and 9 o'clock. Of course, you have your running seconds over here at the 9, and then you have a minute counter over here at the 3 o'clock. But the snail portion of it is going to be that inner register, all of those other rings in there. So you have basically 3 different options here with this watch. And as it's running, why don't we get the chronograph hand going, which is awesome, red, white, striped, almost like a barber pole or something. Pretty cool look to that as well. Really ties in with the dial and the silver dial and the black registers and the pop of red and everything. It just really works. But you basically have the tachometer aluminum bezel insert on the outside. You have the registers on the inside as well. You have the pulsometer, and you have a telometer. I think that's something like that. They're all just different units are used for different ways of timing things, depending on what you're doing and what your goals are. So pretty cool look. I don't personally know too many people that will actually use some of these functions for their intended purpose. It's just more of an iconic design and iconic watch with the features that it came with. So they still are relevant because we adore them. So there's a close look at it. Just beautiful. Of course, you have the lyre lugs or the twist lugs. Excellent brushed finish on the Omegas. Fit and finish is superb. Movement on this, I'm going to have to give it a quick wipe because I'm sure I got my paws on it. The movement on this is in full display. Tons of real estate on the back to show it off. Most of it is a solid bridge on top with some decorative work, but you can see the column wheel there. And then you have that bridged escapement. This is the Master Coaxial 9908 movement. 44 joules, 60-hour power reserve. Solid, solid movement. And absent is the automatic rotors, therefore it is going to be a manual wind movement. Which is, you could take it or leave it, right? Because you can get the Speedmasters in automatic, or you can get them in manual. The automatics are going to be a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger watch. If your wrist can support it and you prefer to have an automatic, then check those out. Those are like the racing chronographs. Those are really cool as well. I will get some on the show. I'm sure Exquisite will send them in for video. But if you want to have more intimate experience with your watch, then I think a manual wind watch Speedmaster is kind of the way to go. Now this one does come with a little bit of a premium at $9,000, so it's a bump over the standard moon watch. But it's just different. It's very cool. It's intriguing to me because it's kind of the same watch, but it looks nothing like the moon watch, and I dig that. Like I said, nothing against the moon watch. I love that watch too. It's iconic. But if I'm ever going to pick one of these up, I'm probably not going to buy the standard version. I'm going to want some sort of limited edition, special edition, something, even if it's not under those categories, I'm going to want something different. And this one meets that criteria. It's different. Very strong vintage feel to it, obviously, with that ties to the 1940s dial snail layout. Amazing fitting on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Has a nice weight to it as well. I don't think there's any lume on this. Yeah, there's no lume on this. So normally I would do a lume shot at the end, but instead we're going to do a secondary zoom in. We're going to try to go even a little bit closer so you can get a better look at this dial, so you can make a better informed decision. Check out those Arabics, nice solid black applied. You have the black handset for a nice contrast on that silver dial for legibility. And then all that pop of red just works really good. Oh, we also have to reset the chronograph, right? So let's get it to go past the 60, because it's going to snap back. So we can go ahead and stop it there. Nice smooth operation on the pushers. And then to reset, it just instantly snaps back with perfection. Everything lines up perfectly too. This is what you would expect at this price point, right? You're buying a luxury watch. You want luxury quality control, and Omega delivers. So hit up Exquisite Timepieces, guys. They have over 60, at least 60 or more authorized dealer for that many brands, plus a pre-owned section. But not only that, it's one thing to say you have 60 brands under your belt, but it's like they have inventory in each of those too. It's not like they just have a piece here, a piece there, and they're authorized dealer. Like they have legit inventory. So if there's something you want or there's something you're looking for, whether they have it or not, they have the ability to source it for you too, meaning they have the allocation available to them because they're such a powerful dealer in the industry. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next vid.